All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Saiki K, Season 2, Episode 2. More insanity. Let's just, all right.
Indeed.
You know,
just inject it straight into our veins.
That's
by
right.
the way of Saiki K having now an emoto. Someone
That's
that
right.
he will have to shift into every once in a while to make sure that people, don't doubt her existence.
Exactly.
And also, you know, use as like a little bit of a getaway. But imagine if they have to be in the same room at the same time.
He makes an illusion, and then he just controls what the both of them are saying at the same time, and it's just like, oh, Saiki's kind of quiet, you know, but his sister's really talkative, you know.
Right, or he like makes one of his parents turn into the look of his
Mom,
younger
I need
sister.
you to pretend to be my younger sister.
It's like, I would love to go back to being young again.
Right.
It's like, hello everybody,
And then
it's
it
like,
just
no,
doesn't
Mom,
fit
please,
in.
no, don't do that.
Like, wait, that's that. Hold on, they are used to my younger sister acting like I do.
I do, yeah.
That's not really going to work.
That actually would be really funny. Is instead he's like, no, I'm gonna need you to be me because you know what I am.
And then
I'll be my younger sister.
Sure,
and then I'll speak
sure.
for both of us with telepathy.
Right. Yes. And then it's like, wait, but if you can do that, why do you need me to pretend to be a sister? Why can't you just make them see a sister?
Well, that's the thing. Like, he needs a body. He needs someone physically to be there to do it.
Yep.
Someone to do the motor functions and all that stuff.
That's right. That's too much to think
about. That's a lot to think about. Right.
Yeah.
For sure. So, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. All right, everyone. Now be sure to go check out the reaction portion of the video in the description below. Then come back here for the discussion.
Judgment lights up.
Good
boy.
old time travel, good old clothing competition shenanigans, and a good old Kuboyasu ex-Yakuza dealing with love letters that are actually like debates.
I was really sad though, because I was hoping that it would be like one of the introductions of like one of the female characters in the OP that we haven't met yet.
Yeah.
And then it would be something where it's like there's more love romance like plot lines all around.
We can cheer them on.
We can cheer them on because the thing is that even if it was an actual girl, it would still be a disaster. So, you know,
but it'd be our disaster.
Exactly. Yeah, because this is the disastrous life of Saiki K.
Yeah.
So, but you know, it was still wonderful. Any odd and focused skit is
a good thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, unfortunately, he's back to picking fights. Well, hopefully that will pass, you know, and that won't be a continuous thing.
Or maybe that's how he'll meet a girl, right? She'll be like, "Ooh, you're such a bad boy,"
and then she'll back at him, you know, and he'll be like, "Oh,
I never paid attention to you before because you were such a straight-laced goody two-shoes, you know. But now,
your face matches your personality, you know."
Oh my god.
He's like, "Oh, well, your face matches your personality," and she's like, "Oh, you like my personality?" And he's like, "Oh, yeah, I do."
I'm not sure whether I want that more or the Nendo Teruhashi surprise twist as she's trying to make Saiki jealous, you know, and she likes the clothes that Nendo picked out. You know,
Nendo just goes and shaves, and suddenly just those ball things just aren't there. And then she's like, "When did he get so attractive?"
he just wears a scarf and you can't see him.
Oh my god, yes. It's just a high collar coat or what have you. It comes up just to here.
Yep.
And she's like, "What am I feeling?"
You know what? You're not that bad.
He's tall. He's looks strong and muscly and what is it? And then he goes, "Ugh," you know, and then it like pops out. And she's like, "Oh, that's why."
No, she just.
But all right, we had ourselves a what if scenario of if Saiki ends up in a situation where his brother ends up, you know, fucking with his control device and what have you, ends up making him accidentally travel through time while he's asleep, and thus the importance of making sure that you're able to continue being born.
I mean, that's generally, you know, important.
So he has to go back in time to reset things by learning the story of how his parents met.
And because he didn't pay close enough attention, and also maybe because his dad wasn't entirely telling the truth, well, it doesn't go very great. You know, it kind of fucks things up.
And it's also kind of funny because I totally think that his parents would tell the honest story for the most part. But I also have no doubt that when telling the story, they can't actually hide the truth from their minds, within their minds, when Saiki is listening to them. Meaning that when they tell the story, he's actually recounting the memories in his mind, so Saiki can listen to his mind's thoughts and then go, oh no, I know exactly what happened.
Unless because memories are so pliable and they're so in love with each other that when they look back on how they met, it's with such rose-colored lenses, right?
Ooh, I like that.
That basically they end up remembering it incorrectly because they see themselves as being heroic. They see other person as, as being just the most wonderful person ever and all of that, right? Because as we know, when this show started out, they were not getting along very well. So it's very possible that love was not actually there from the moment they stared at each other. Although at the same time,
well, remember that was a twist that they brought up in the beginning of the show to show that they constantly can get on each other's nerves, but that's the way they show love, because then they cycle back and immediately are like, but I love you so much, and then
yeah. So. Yeah, but, apparently the mom was being honest about the fact that she was actually creeped out a bit by his intense stare. Okay, cool.
Yep, very cool.
It still worked out. The fact that Nendo's dad was there, that's just icing on the cake. At some point, I'm now expecting us to go back in time again and see exactly how Nendo's dad died, because... let's be real, what would kill something like Nendo's dad?
And I actually want to bring up something here that's a bit odd. Nendo's dad called him pal. Is there a possibility that Nendo is his own father?
Well, okay. So I don't know about that. But one thing that I could see happening is that the apocalypse that Saiki went to when he went back in time, it was not actually because of a butterfly effect of his parents. No, not that.
Okay.
It was a butterfly effect of the fact that as a result of the things that happened that day, Nendo's dad did not meet his wife. Because did we see Nendo in that apocalyptic future? No, we didn't. We did not. And if there was
Nendo
anybody...
would absolutely survive an apocalyptic future.
Exactly.
He's unkillable.
In fact, he would probably become test subject number 1 for how the rest of humanity would survive the apocalypse. So... I think it's reasonable to conclude that it was actually because Nendo's dad, as a result of what happened that day, was going to meet his future wife, and that didn't happen. And
because Saiki fucked it up.
Right, and because their happy marriage was ruined, the apocalypse came about.
Definitely.
Yep, it's 100% how it happened.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, on the just regular, everyday normal life present side of things here, Saiki dealing with a bit of an outfit competition.
Indeed.
Was amazing. I loved the idea that Saiki comes here because his mom is going to buy clothes for him. And it's not a thing of him being the good son of, I don't want to bother her of having to worry about me, so I'm going to do this for her. It's everyone buys weirdly shitty clothes. But Saiki, you're forgetting that this is kind of your fault, because when you used telepathy to make sure that weird things wouldn't stand out, you gave everybody bad fashion sense. Yeah. So it's not really their fault. You're the weird one. You just can't see the gauche amazing fashion sense that they all actually do have.
I mean, that is actually, if you want to get real technical with this, that's where the lore of Saiki K does begin to break down. It's a bit unfortunate that not more thought was put into this. But if you think about it, if all of this weird stuff is seen as normal, then a lot of the antics in the show, that is as a result of the characters responding in such extreme ways to the extreme things that they see, just wouldn't make sense to happen. Right?
Yeah, it might be just that Saiki has gotten very specific as to which things are not seen as abnormal.
There we go. So there we go.
It could work.
Right.
For the most part.
Maybe.
But yeah.
Although I do have to say, as far as an explanation for why the girl ends up being okay with the guys dressing her up, this is probably the best example of an explanation that I've seen so far
it's ridiculous.
In anime. Because it is a bit ridiculous, but these characters are ridiculous.
Well,
And so it would take something ridiculous like that for someone to agree to a ridiculous situation.
Right.
Just because someone suggests it, it's not going to be something where it's like, oh, well, then I guess we just have to go along with it, No, that's not how it works.
Right. Yeah.
And the whole thing Nendo, because of course it would be Nendo, comes up with some completely skimpy revealing outfit and everything that Teruhashi would never actually wear. Saiki just saves the situation with a little switcheroo, and Teruhashi actually gets what she wants, even though she doesn't know it, and as a result won't appreciate it, unless she just really likes those clothes. But then she'd have to swallow her. She did, but then she'd have to swallow her pride, which is character development for her, because Nendo allegedly was the one who picked these out. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Poor Nendo, though, he really tried to get her into that ridiculous outfit.
And he did it. He did it right in a way, because he's like, hey, don't want to spoil the surprise, right? It'll have a better effect if I don't showcase the clothes beforehand.
I mean, once she opens the curtain, she's gonna be
right. Yeah. She's going to throw them out and
she's gonna make
smack his head 720 degrees around. Yeah. Yep.
Which is very expensive.
And I did like the idea that Teruhashi ended up basically making me clothes even though they were terrible. The first set sell like hotcakes because she's gorgeous, so then everyone else is like, oh, this is fantastic. It's some bold fashion statement.
This beautiful girl is modeling this. Oh well, then I guess I have to get it too.
Exactly. But even more so than that, when she actually said, okay, God, you're doing a good job.
Yeah.
I was actually shocked that at that point it didn't show God blushing or being yes, something like that, because I with how
Senpai noticed me.
Exactly. with how on the nose they are with the whole idea that even God listens to Teruhashi's desires, because it's oh, she's so cute, so yeah, I'll give her whatever she wants. I was kind of surprised that didn't happen.
I mean, that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is.
Exactly. That's the situation.
Yep. And you got what you wanted, but Saiki forgot to get new clothes.
Right.
So, good luck with that one, Saiki. But yeah, y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below. For our Patreon, you can get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
We stream every weekday. The info's in the description.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all
next time.